Absolutely. I mean, wrestling, unlike any other sport, I think, is it's individual. Where if you're playing baseball, you're playing basketball, you're playing football, things go bad, and you can always turn to blame somebody else. It was the quarterback's fault. This guy dropped the ball. Whereas in wrestling, it's just you and another guy, and you can't blame anyone but yourself. So definitely builds a lot of self-confidence. I think that carried on a lot in my older years. Before my dad died, he's seen Clay doing really well, and he's like, why the hell aren't you fighting? He's like this guy. He's like, you were a better wrestler than him. Like, think about if you could have punched guys when you wrestled, you never would have lost one time. So it kind of made sense for me, but at the time I was just still in, I'm in party mode, and I gotta work because I have a house and I have a mortgage, and it's like, I can't. Like, I can't dedicate enough time to being in good enough shape to where I'm not going to worry about going out. My biggest fear more than anything was to go out there and to lose because I was tired, because I was exhausted and I couldn't breathe, and I get my ass kicked by somebody that I know I'm better than because I was exhausted. That was my biggest fear. And then when my dad passed away and my mom got cancer, and I was just thinking about it more and more, and I'm like, it's something I always wanted to do. Like, why don't I just do this? I don't care about having money and that stuff. I had everything I need. I had a house, I owned a house, and I had cars, and my kids had what they needed. My wife had a good job, and I just kind of wanted to throw myself into it and give it a shot and be like, you know what? Because I said to myself, I'd come out here and train a little bit, and I'm like, I see John Jones, I see Frank Mir, and I see all these guys, and I'm like, they're not these superheroes that I see on TV. They're normal dudes, and I can hang with these guys, and I think if I dedicate myself to do it, I will. So it's either, hey, I'm at a breaking point now where either I'm going to do this or I'm not. I don't want to be 40 telling an Al Bundy story about scoring 4 touchdowns at Polk High. So it's helped me as a person a lot. I've ran into some struggles with it, being that people see pro fighters and UFC guys. Oh, it's awesome, you're on TV, but it's really not as much glamour as you think. It's a lot of hours in the gym. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's being away from my family. It's making my wife works 5 days a week, sometimes 7, busting her ass because I don't have an income coming in, because I fight every 3 months, and when I do, it's not always, it's not $1 million bucks. So it's been a struggle for sure. It's hard on her, and I take my hat off to her, because I don't know if I would be able to support her the same way that she does to me. And in talking about it, it's kind of making me appreciate her a lot more for it, because I kind of take that for granted. I'm just like, I'm out here doing my thing, and that was kind of our deal right away when I started doing this. I'm like, I'm gonna push the green button, Pat. You gotta hold it in, buddy. There you go, push. That was kind of my whole thing when I started this. Was I said, this is something I want to do. Get behind me or don't, because I'm going to throw myself into this. I'm lucky enough to have a good friend in Clay Guida that I can come down here and train and stay in his RV. And Wink and these guys are good enough to let me come in here and work with their heavyweights. I got 2 or 3 of the best heavyweights in the world in this gym that I get to spend 5 hours a day with. I'm only down here for 8 days this time, but in these 8 days, my game and my confidence have gone through the roof. So I'm really grateful for my wife and all the stuff that she does, but it's definitely straining. And I think any other guys you ask about will tell you the same thing, any fighters. So I think it's definitely something that only a few people have. I think every human has the instinct and drive in them to, better themselves or be the best at whatever. I like to think so, at least for mankind, is like that. But I definitely think it takes a certain kind of person, which to me, I see a lot of success in good wrestlers in MMA now, because that whole lifestyle growing up, in the wrestling room, one-on-one, that kind of instilled that in me, never quit and keep pushing, and it's going to be worth it when you're done. And